I'm picking up on energy right now that people are starting to recognize you mean everything that you say. And beforehand, it wasn't always like that. In fact, it implies that people don't believe the things that be coming out your mouth. People always assume that you're just this person who has their head in the clouds and just not even the lights are on, but nobody's home. However, the saying goes, right? And people just never took your word. Like, oh, he's just saying it. Or maybe people think the knowledge that you have, or maybe like the wisdom that you have, you kind of copy and paste it. But really, it's innate wisdom because again, you get downloads all the time, and honestly, the stuff that you be saying, kind of you be convicting your own self sometimes, you know, and all glory to God. But besides the point, people are starting to recognize that you mean everything that you say, and really, you knew this about yourself. Again, you don't just be talking as people think you just be talking. Like, and so the thing about it is that people are so used to fake, and you are the epitome of authenticity. You are real. And so because most people are fake, when they come into a presence of say people like yourself who is real, you naturally irritate their demons. And so again, you're already an anomaly as it is, and probably socially awkward too, like myself, which does not help my day-to-day interactions. But besides the point, we're talking about y'all. We're talking about y'all. But I'm pretty sure that resonates with you. That resonates with you very much so. But not to get distracted. Not to get distracted. Um, People aren't used to authenticity, and so fake people will end up projecting their characteristics onto you, and so they will call you fake. They can't handle real, they can't handle the truth. And honestly, it's sad because again, you are probably the blessing that people ask for. You are probably the blessing that people like, I wish I want somebody in my life that can just be real. I just want something but real, you know. They ask for this. But here's the thing. God will allow it. Ask and you shall receive. But he'll allow it to show this individual that they are not ready. They are not ready to deal with somebody to your caliber, right? And so you can't form, and this doesn't even have to be intimate relationships. This can be destiny helpers, just colleagues, friends. Can't think of the word platonic. Platonicity, is that a word? Platonicity, platonic relationships. Okay, and when you get it, you blow it. You blow it. People love to harm their help and embrace their destruction, but the same way that they harm their help, right, and embrace the destruction, as in the destruction of their flaws and their characteristics and what they are programmed to do, the patterns that they recognize to be true, even though you are what's real, what's presented before them is real. God gave them uh, what they asked for, but they got scared because it's like, again, He will show you that you're not ready for this season. And sometimes God will use you as an individual to be an example to test these individuals, right? And they fail miserably. And the bigger picture is not really revealed, because even when you were in this season, even when you didn't realize this was a test. Everybody gets to see the glory of God after the fact, okay? Because even when you came into these people's lives, you weren't coming into the lives to like say, you're already a natural blessing as it is, humbly saying that, but it wasn't like, I'm gonna go bless these people, but you became a blessing. But what was supposed to be a blessing turned into a curse. And it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. but not a curse on your behalf, because what you went through actually elevated you, but decreased them. Because what was supposed to be a lesson for them, they took it and actually even ran deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. Again, I had said yesterday's message, the bed that they laid for you, made for you, is the bed that they're laying in. And they never saw this coming. But again, not to go too far off from the message, they realize the things that you say, you mean, and you mean well. That's the thing. And so in the past, again, since they're not used to authenticity, they're not used to real, you always shine your light. The way in which you perceive your perspective on life is different from others. It's like people look at you and like, the things that you go through, how are you able to still be happy? How are you able to still walk in positivity? And it irritates them because they project and be like, you're not supposed to be that way. Like, who are you to tell me, right? Who are they to tell you that you're not supposed to be, you're supposed to be down, you're not supposed to be happy when you go through X, Y, and Z? Your perception is your reality. Be careful what you think, okay? There's death and life in the power of the tongue. And just as much as you speak, be careful what you think. Because when you meditate on the thought long enough, it will come into fruition, especially if you start talking like it, okay? Word curses. People speak word curses over their lives all the time. Their own lives, not just other people, right? Not just gossip and slander, but over their own lives too. Like, oh, I want myself. Or, you know, in a joking manner, of course, you know. But still, be careful what you ask for. Regardless though, there's been situations where you've been in and somebody may have been like, maybe in a group setting, maybe people were talking about their problems, their life problems. Let's say like finances, for example, like, oh, I need to come up with some more money and so and so and so and so. And you brought up like maybe a suggestion, and the spirit of offense took over, right? The spirit of offense. And like, to them, you were trying to be funny. But you really meant it out of the goodness of your heart. Your intentions were straight pure. But to them, you were calling them broke. You were calling them irresponsible. And you weren't even trying to do that, right? You've been in these situations, right? You were trying to get, and the knowledge that you have in like different ways in which you can make money is like very exceptional than the average person. Like, you're multifaceted, and we know this. And people come off like, oh, you're better than them, or you think you better than them, and so they will not take heed to your knowledge and your words, because again, they already think they have this cognitive dissonance. It feels like it comes up every other message, but they have this cognitive dissonance over you, and they think that you're a know-it-all, and they think that you an a-hole, essentially, right? And so maybe in this time, like, again, referring back to the scenario of them just not having, maybe enough financial, funds in general, and you're like, oh, how about you do this? Or maybe you'd be a content creator, or maybe you should apply for this, or maybe this assistance program over here, or something like that, right? And again, they got so defensive and be like, well, I pay bills, so and so and so pay bills, we all pay bills, so and so and so, and you said nothing about it. You were genuinely just trying to be like helpful. And so the very advice that you give to these people are the very advice that you live by, and they see that, oh, he actually meant that. You weren't trying to be funny, right? And so, besides the point, and it's to take this message however it resonates with you. You don't just be talking. You know what you be talking about, and oftentimes you get dismissed, you get disregarded, right? But point of the matter is, you are very resourceful, and you are placed in people's lives to be a blessing and not a curse. But until people get to really understand you in a level of capacity in which there is not a cognitive dissonance over you and they actually see you for who you are, because yesterday's message I said the veil is unlifting, right? The veil is unlifting and people are finally starting to see you properly. They're finally seeing you how you are supposed to be seen. So this is just to add on, like, which is happening now, if not soon. This is confirmation for somebody. But just understand that people know you mean well now, okay? You're not here to talk down on people. You're not here to have this superiority complex or this condescending, character that you're better than everybody. That's not what it is. It's the love that you show, but again, the love that you show is from God because God is of love. But until people understand who God is, they will never understand you. And so, again, and God is convicting, especially those who are in the world or those who aren't really like connected to Him like that. And so, your words and actions cut deep to the soul, right? In general, generally speaking, you don't do it on purpose. I just messaged, not messaged, but I just replied to somebody recently, and I think it was in response to my yesterday's message, and they were just saying that basically I had responded and said, humble people have a thing for humbling others. Ironically speaking, humbling others. Not that we do it on purpose, but people put themselves in positions to be humble, right? And it's not like you do it on purpose. It's not like you take great pleasure in doing it, but it just happens. And so that's all. I don't want to keep dragging this out as long as it has been, but that's all I got. On to the next message. But I love y'all. God bless. And remember, it's impact over influence, baby.